Now it's the finale.
Finally, we're almost done with this awesome disco dimension.
Yeah, probably the worst part of the whole game, which is kind of a bummer, because...
It should be pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah, like, it's supposed to basically be the finale to all of it, and it's like, sure, the background... alright, I guess that's what you want to go for. So, we've got some generic cyberspace enemies left over from Cyber Peacock stage, which I think is at least neat for its consistency. And these are the enemies that I was talking about in regards to the standard buster shots for the Gaia armor being about as strong as the charge shots.
Right.
So, and again, I haven't done any actual damage value testing for that, but it seems right, so...
You just disappear when you're charging and you're up near those green orbs, and oh boy, these things!
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a pass because, again, it's the whole, final thing, and this is, the only time these ever appear in the X games. So, I think it's acceptable. Yeah. So if you're going through there with the Gaia armor, it's important to get on the edge of that top block and jump off of the wall. Otherwise, you, don't get enough dash distance out of it.
Good.
I have died many times there because of that. There might be a way to cheese it, but the easiest way is to get on top, drop down, and you stick to the wall when you cling with the Gaia armor, so it's not that bad. And this is I think, my favorite first form Sigma design outright. It's really cool.
It looks pretty good. A generic-ass Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I wish it had a little bit more animation to it, which we'll see, when it's actually going on. Also, I realized there's another page to the X5 stuff. Actually, there's 2 more pages. Holy shit. Yeah, in the art book. So there's filler, I guess, for when the inevitable credits and stuff come up. I'll do that.
Right.
Little bits and pieces. But yeah, originally I was like, this is wrong, and this background doesn't make any sense because they weren't built in the same laboratory, but then it occurred to me that, you, dragged both of them in, I guess, just being a dick. Or it has to do with the zero space or something, but I do really like this background, too. It's a little cheesy for the final battle, but it's also needed. I get it. It's probably not what I would have finalized on, but I guess it's pretty cool.
There for the Zero battle.
For the Zero battle, the Wily logo does make a little bit of sense. I think it would have been kind of cool if it was a Wily logo that slowly faded into the Zero logo as the fight was going on, but I have no idea if they would have been able to do a reactive stage element based on a health bar for a boss at this point, or if they did or were able to, I doubt they would have really wanted to commit the effort to it, or they just never had the idea. I only just now thought of it, so...
God, Sigma has some shiny-ass pants.
Yeah, and, a light cape. Whatever the hell that is.
I want a light cape. I want one.
He looks real cool. Look at all 4 of his frames of animation. Also, I'm so mad. I was going to open with the Giga Attack and get some extra damage in this run, and then I completely ruined it. I did find out, though, that if you stand right there, and it doesn't... Yeah, no, it does come in. You can stand between the projectile hitbox and his physical hitbox when he's doing, those, I'm gonna, shoot little dinky balls at you. And that totally works. So if you have... his weakness weapon, or a good charge shot setup, or the Gaia armor, you can just wail on him like that, and you get a pretty good chunk of free damage off, but then I'll dash into you. I've taken a lot of damage in this. So, this translation coming up.
This entire text box. The fuck?
Well, this text box isn't that bad. It's when he appears that it sucks. First of all, this boss design is really kind of a huge letdown. I kind of get what they were going for. It's holy shit, he's never been this large before, but at the same time, sinking to this, it's just oh my god. So it goes into your art style thing, and they're clearly going for a gamma thing, where the whole background is the boss, and it's holy shit, this is grandiose and everything, but the angle, it's why? The angle? Why make it
something
weird
like a
angle?
fucking reboot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also, shit Sigma's talking about right now.
Yeah, so it's pretty widely regarded that, I think in the Japanese translations, he is straight up talking about Did he already talk about the, like, benefactor or whatever here?
He's...
Okay, yeah, so... This is translated like garbage. He's, I guess, obviously talking about Wily, which I can't really fault because if Dr. Light is still around as an AI, then Wily can be too. He hasn't been attached to any characters as far as I'm aware of, canonically, so people that are like, oh, it's Isaac, it's Surges, it's such and such, those are just speculations. I don't think there's ever really, like, an official thing on here he is, and I know that for Surges specifically, the official note on it is, well, is he or isn't he? It's more fun to speculate, so they didn't actually say it. But that's pretty clearly referring to Wily. It's the only thing that makes sense.
And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense because he wouldn't be fighting against X, he'd be fighting against Light. So I'm pretty sure it's like, it's Wily, he has a grudge against your creator, so that makes him valuable to me. It's like, alright, fine, you know what, I can see that. But then you have the guy armor, and you just stick to the wall and shoot him over and over and over again with charge shots unless he decides to do this attack, or has an attack where one of the hands will come in, like with its fingers pointing like straight down, and just shoot lightning across the floor. And those are both very particularly irritating attacks because they're just a pain in the ass to avoid. And I mean, I'm guarantee you people can. Like, I know that there's going to be, like, those amazingly good speedrunner types that can just do everything perfectly. I am not one of those people, so for a regular level of play, it sucks, and there you go, we beat Sigma. So that's the canon final Sigma body.
Darn.
Yeah. And this doesn't make that much sense to me either. I don't know how much of a translation problem this would be, but it's like, Zero isn't really around right now to use as a shield, so I don't get that mindset. It's like, stop using him as a shield! It's like, this is the boss fight where the wounded character should be in the background, like it is in the intro stage, because it makes more sense given this context.
Honestly, I think it would be neat if the Zero fight wasn't in that stage, and you go through the boss door after all the refights, and you fight Zero first, and then Sigma shows up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I would be completely down for that. But instead we beat Gamma, the peacekeeping Sigma also. This apparently happened.
Yeah,
like,
when?
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly it, is like...
Like, we recovered him, right?
Yeah, no, you beat him, and you both kind of double knockout, and then he basically chases Sigma off in the storyline. It's like, oh, darn, Zero, you jumped in the way, but I'll be back, and like... It's like, but wait, why don't you just kill him now, because he's unconscious and it's one-on-one sort of thing. And then this comes up, it's like, you had pieces of an idea, and then you assembled them improperly, which sucks, because this moment, I think, is great. Like, I think it's really, really cool, and as an actual end to the series feel, works really well. It's just everything leading up to it is kind of like, wait, like, why is Zero in half again? Like, what happened here?
Zero, god damn it.
I'd say you lost your pants, but there's a whole lot more, and also wrong version.
Arm.
Yeah, that's the whole lot more.
There's...
Thanks for explaining the joke.
And the hole in the chest.
Okay, so this is the major thing that I was talking about. Also, I don't know why X took that much extra damage from it, but he apparently did. This is Light. It's Light's hologram. Like, music is giving it away and everything. And he has the power to just be like, hey, X, I can't help but notice that all of you is missing. Boop! Fixed better. I think it's kind of cool. In one of the other endings, like the one where Zero goes Maverick, basically, which we'll talk about in some form at some point, he wipes... Like, when he repairs X in that instance, he wipes all the, like, bad memories out, so, like, X doesn't remember Zero at all. And everyone in this sequence, and it's a different background for it, is like, you still don't remember Zero? It's like, who the fuck is Zero? I don't know who that is. So, there's different endings for that kind of thing. Also, to link this together with what would be the canon series of events, this is how Cyber Elf X would have the saber to give to Zero at the beginning of the Zero series, is leaving it off on this particular setup.
So if Zero just got a hole in him and presumed dead based on the context of the words going on here and the Force Ghost, how the fuck does he end up in a sealed tube at the start of the Zero series?
Well, that's the thing, is at the start of the Zero series, he is visibly fucked. Like, he's not in working condition anymore. They revive him with one of the Cyber Elves.
Mm.
And I think in that sprite work, he's actually shown without like a lower half of his body and everything. So it's actually pretty well lined up with that.
Nice.
I might be remembering the artwork a little bit off. I could pull it up. Maybe if you want to put it up on the screen, I can show you which one I'm talking about.
Sure.
But yeah.
Pop it up right now.
That's X5, but we're going through the credits because we have to, which means it's filler time! So for the Shadow Devil, Zero Stage 1 boss, when Higurashi first designed this character, it was called Metal Devil and was silver all over. In the end, we decided to make him black to emphasize the lights around his eyes, so like the circuit board stuff. Then Rang to Bang doesn't get any of those, which is sad.
No one loves Rang to Bang.
I like Rang to Bang. I think it's a cool boss design, and it's birds and it's cute. Falcon armor was designed. There's wings. With a solid chest, so for the Gaia armor, with a solid chest piece and a design based around straight lines, I wanted to bring out a tough and powerful feeling. It all started to feel a little cumbersome, so I designed the headpiece based on. Oh, I don't know what that's referencing at all. Like, it's clearly from a Japanese series, like Tsunage Man from Inazuman. So
what? That shit's going up on the screen now, I guess.
There it is. Personally, I felt the Falcon armor was going to be the main attraction of X5, so I mostly designed the Gaia armor to be like a side attraction. Oh, editor's note, Inazuman is a superhero from Japanese manga and anime.
I kind of gathered that.
Yeah, like, that's not too complicated.
You could show a picture of it, but...
Well, it's not relevant. And then I guess there's like a cool little storyline note in here. The one thing that I always thought was really well established since the beginning of the X series was the relationship between X and Zero. Of course, this is just my personal interpretation, but I always saw X as kind of the guy who takes a lot of hits and falls early on, but learns from every experience and moves forward to better himself every time. In the end, it's guys like him that win. This is the character that the players can relate to. Zero sees this admirable trait in X, and that is why they are able to share a deep mutual respect for each other despite the fact that one is a B class and the other is a special A class. By allowing my imagination to fly with this idea, I'm able to invest more emotion into every illustration. Sometimes, once I'd made sure everyone had gone home for the night, I would yell, "Man, you guys are the best!" and get all misty-eyed as I finish up my work. Like, good. Love your job! Then there's like a little note on the Reploids that we saw in that one ending, but
no one gives a shit about them.
And then there's all kinds of really cool portrait shots and stuff, including Iris for some reason. Every ounce of go. Yeah, this is all just like design notes. Unless Myth wants to throw all the images up.
I don't.
So,
I really don't.
That's the end of that. Do you have any final thoughts? I personally like X5 more than 4. I think it does a lot of different things correctly, and there's more fun elements to it that are closer in line to what I ultimately want out of an X game, without it being the best X game.
I think I prefer 4 just from the stages alone. Like, fuck Wayland's stage, fuck the Squid stage.
Yeah, but the thing about this one is the stages that are good, I think, are a lot better than the stages that are good in 4, personally. But hey, that's my thought. Look, they're both special A rank, and one of them is dead now.
High five.
Yeah. So, thank you for watching. Next up will be X6, which... Oh man! Real excited for X6.